Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've always heard the saying that when the pendulum swings back, it swings back hard. And we have an example of that today. Lords of the Fallen CEO has declared that his company will not integrate DEI into his video games. He quite simply just said on X, no, we will not. And this is another prime example of what's happening just at the beginning of this year, where we are seeing such a massive shift with the pendulum swinging back the other way. We've even seen Facebook's CEO, Mark Zuckerberg, completely take a 180 and pretend like his company was always about free speech and is removing all the things that they've been shilling for over the last 4 to 5 years plus. And we have that happening in the gaming industry right now as well. Now, as much as these people may want to hold on to this, these people who have sold their souls to the DEI devil, they are trying to hold on to it so hard. The journalists are trying to hold on to it. Some psychopathic developers are trying to hold on to it. They're all trying to hold on to the power that they had by utilizing DEI and weaponizing it, weaponizing people's empathy and trying to get them to do what they want them to do by threatening them with words like racist and transphobe and everything like that. But the pendulum has swung, or is starting to swing. There's no doubt about it now at this point. All you got to do is look around you and see how suddenly everybody's narrative has changed, how suddenly everybody is partaking in the conversation, how suddenly now echo chambers are becoming less and less of a thing, and now people are being forced to take part in the discourse. So let's get into this article, guys, from Phantom Post. But of course, before we do, if you are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it, and like the video to push us out into that YouTube algorithm. So it says, following a report that CI Games, the developer of Lords of the Fallen and Sniper Ghost Warrior Season, would not incorporate DEI into its games, the company's CEO doubled down, saying, no, we will not. Now, if you guys are unaware, Lords of the Fallen is actually a fantastic game. I like the first one more than the second one, ironically, even though the second one is a lot more fleshed out, but I do like the first one a lot more. And it's a typical Souls-like game, right? Obviously, but it has its own little flair to it that makes it stand out from its, from its predecessor and whatnot that it's trying to mimic. So I heavily love the Lords of the Fallen series. I think it's a fantastic series. I think it's a fantastic game, and I really do think they did a great job with it, even before I knew that they apparently don't like DEI and want to keep it out of their video games. DEI in general doesn't belong in Souls-like games at the end of the day. It's already annoying enough that they try to embrace the whole body A, body type B nonsense. But other than that, keep that shit out of Souls games. That does not belong in Souls games. So then it says that during an investor chat published by Strefa, in Westero, the company's global marketing director, Ryan Hill, responded to a question asking the following: what is your stance on DEI in gaming? You know what's interesting? Really quick, I really do love that investors are starting to ask these questions more and more, because I got to be honest with you, the people who got screwed during the DEI nonsense, the people who got screwed by activists who are utilizing their money in order to push their social cause and tanking companies in video games, the people who got screwed were the investors. And I'm not talking about the DEI investors like BlackRock and Vanguard. I'm talking about regular, everyday investors, people who want to invest their money into these companies. They're the ones that got screwed because their money got utilized by these activists to push this nonsense, and they were lied to the entire time while it was happening. All of the CEOs, like the Guillemot brothers, for example, over at Ubisoft, they would lie to people and genuinely just tell them, oh yeah, community sentiment's great for our video games. Everybody's super excited for our video games. There's no negativity here whatsoever. They would flat out lie to the investors. And now the investors are starting to catch on. I don't know if that's because they're watching YouTubers. I don't know if that's because information is flowing more freely on X. I don't really know what, to attribute to that. I think it's a little bit of everything, but I'm glad that the investors are finally asking questions that are just hard hitting and straight to the point, and call these people out. Call them out. Ask them. Make them give you an answer. They'll try their best not to, but make them. So anyway, Hill replied, we remain committed to producing player-first video games that prioritize an excellent user experience with compelling themes and characters created specifically for core and adjacent audiences. While some video games have recently taken the opportunity to embed social or political agendas within their experiences, it is clear that many players do not appreciate this, and as a result, we have seen a number of high-profile releases underperforming commercially during the last year alone. He continued, our games will always be developed to maximize player enjoyment and commercial success, and as such, we will not be integrating any social or political agencies into these experiences going forward. having observed the high risk that this can present. Bro, what an answer, bro. Oh my God. Why can't this be the answer from every single executive at these studios? Why? Why can it not be the answer? It's such a simple answer. That's all people are asking for. Don't insert your socio-political nonsense into these video games. Nobody's saying you can't make a story that doesn't have politics in it, but at least make it interesting and fun for the player and make it part of the world that they're experiencing. There have been plenty of games out there that have done this, and yet for some reason in modern day, that seems to be impossible. And that's quite frankly because the writers that you have are not as skilled as the writers that came before them. As much as their ego and narcissism might think otherwise, that is genuinely what it is. They don't have the ability to actually do this anymore. So I'm glad that this guy actually just flat out answered the question, number one. Two, hit it right on the nose with the answer. And number three, they are committed to giving players what they want first over anything. It's not like he was vague in his answer. That's pretty straightforward. Then over on X, the company's own CEO, Marek Tymiński, doubled down, responding to an excerpt of WCC EdTech's coverage of the investor chat shared by Pirate Nation. He simply declared exactly, no, we will not. Dude, I mean, at this point, if I didn't buy their game already, I would have bought it again. That's how I feel right now. On top of this, Tymiński was also asked how much higher are the employee costs compared to having all staff employed in Poland. He replied, there is no cost advantage to hire in Poland for us when considering senior employees, and we always go for the best in class. Every position we are covering with the best available candidate. Sometimes it means we don't hire someone really good simply because we are taking on board an even better candidate. You can hire for a slightly less if you go for freelance contract or B2B, but once you hire based on regular employment contracts, and we do, there are no clear benefits having that in Poland. We don't hire juniors as well. My God, man, these companies, it's like Valve. Valve is the same exact way. Valve would not hire someone who is a junior. Valve is looking for experienced people only, people who are the best in the business. That's basically it, because they want to be the best gaming company in the world. So they have very strict requirements. And it looks like this particular company has the same exact mindset, which is fantastic. It is fantastic. But I do think that there should be some level of employment for juniors in order for them to get experience. But overall, when it comes to actually making the products and trying to get it out there to gamers, get your best people on the job and make it happen. That's basically how I feel about this. So ultimately, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, this is fantastic. This is clear that the pendulum is swinging in the other direction, and I absolutely love to see it, and it's going to continue to happen as we go into 2025. The gaming industry, the mainstream gaming industry, the Uranalists, they're all taking L's left and right, continued into 2025. Jeff Keighley just recently got his Game Awards freaking denied, his trademark denied. I mean, how many L's are these people going to take? It's fantastic, and we are going to be here for it every step of the way. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.